Welcome to my life. Today I'm going to show you how to crochet a ruffle hat. You're going to need any yarn of your choice and a crochet hook. Look at this beautiful hat that I just crocheted. I love this color. You can use any two colors of your choice. So this is milk cotton yarn. It's a 5-ply yarn. I'm going to be using a 4mm hook. But you can use any yarn that you have. So I'm going to start by making a magic ring. To make a magic ring, what I usually do is I start with a slip knot, and this is how I make my slip knot. You just cross your yarn like this. Let me show you. This is the easiest way I make my slip knot. You cross your yarn like this, and then you pull your hook through the loop. Then what we're going to do is we're going to chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you're going to make a slip stitch into the very first stitch like this. You pull through, and then you pull through the loop on your hook. Then you're going to chain 1, 2. This is not going to count as a double crochet. To make our first double crochet into this magic ring right here, we are going to yarn over, insert our hook, then you pull through the center like this. They are going to pull through 2, and you pull through 2. Yarn over, insert your hook into the center, you pull up a loop, pull through 2, pull through 2, and you are going to need 10 double crochet stitches into this our magic ring right here. So just go ahead and make more double crochet stitches till I have 10 all together. At the same time, I'm working over the tail of my yarn. This is a tail right here. I'm working over it. If you are just joining, you're welcome to my life. I am making a ruffle hat. So let me count. We are not counting these 2 we did at the very beginning. So start counting from here. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I have to do one more double crochet because I need 10. So I have 10 double crochet stitches now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make a slip stitch right here at the top. This is a chain 2 we did at the beginning. So I'm doing a slip stitch into our very first double crochet. You're going to yarn over, you pull through, and then you pull through. So this is 10 double crochet stitches we have here plus our chain 2. What you're going to do to start the next round, which is round 2, is to chain 2. After a chain 2, you are going to go into that very stitch and you are going to place a double crochet. The chain 2 doesn't count as a double crochet, so into that very stitch you're going to add another double crochet. So right now we have 2 double crochet stitches into the same stitch. Into the next stitch we are going to place 2 double crochet stitches also. So what we are doing for round 2 is that we are making an increase by placing 2 double crochet stitches into the same stitch. So into this stitch I'm going to place 2 double crochet stitches. 1, 2. Into the next stitch I'm going to place 2 double crochet stitches. So I'm just going to place 2 double crochet into every stitch till we get back to our starting point. Please, if you are just joining, you're welcome. Please give the live a like, and you can also drop a comment and tell me where you're watching from. So I'm crocheting a waffle hat. This is what I'm making, this beautiful waffle hat. I already started with a magic ring, and I chained 2 and I placed 10 double crochet stitches into the magic ring. Then this is round 2. This is round 2. I am doing an increase by placing 2 double crochet stitches into every stitch. Sleep. Sleep.
Can't you sleep? Mama. Mommy, sit down.
Sleep.
No one may eyes move.
So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So we are not going to place a stitch here. This is the base of our chain 2. So for round 2 we have 20 double crochet stitches, and we are going to make a slip stitch into our very first stitch right here. You yarn over, you pull through like this, and then you pull through. So now this is round 2. To start round 3 of our ruffle hat, we are going to chain 2, 1, 2. Remember, our chain 2 doesn't always count as a stitch, so we are going here with 1 double crochet stitch. And then we are going into the next stitch with an increase, so we are placing 2 double crochet stitches. 1, 2. We are going to the next stitch with 1 double crochet stitch. 1. We are going to the next with 2 double crochet stitches. So for round 3, we started with chain 2, non-increase, increase by placing 2 double crochet stitches into the same stitch. 1 double crochet, and then I increase by placing 2 double crochet into the same stitch. And that is what we are going to be doing for this round 3. So I'm going into the next stitch with just a double crochet, then into the next stitch with 2 double crochet stitches. 1, 2, non-increase. Next stitch is an increase. We are placing 2 double crochet stitches. 1 double crochet. You are going for an increase, 2 double crochet stitches. 1 double crochet, 2 double crochet stitches into the next stitch. One double crochet, we are doing an increase by placing 2 double crochet stitches into the next stitch. For those who are just joining, welcome to my life. I'm crocheting a ruffle hat. I'm making this ruffle hat right here, and I am on the 3rd round. And what I'm doing here is making an increase because we need our hat to grow bigger. So I'm doing 1 stitch of non-increase and then double crochet into the 2 double crochet stitches into the next stitch. So 1 double crochet, and this is our very last stitch. Because we started with a non-increase, we are ending the round with an increase, 2 double crochet stitches. So what we have to do now is to slip stitch and close off this round. So I am going to go right here at the top of our first double crochet, and I am going to make a slip stitch. So we have done 3 rounds so far, and this is what it's looking like. This is the top. Right now we are doing the base of the hat. This is what we are making at this point. So we are at the 3rd round. So to start round 4, what you need to do is just chain 2, 1, 2. This is not going to count as a stitch. So into that very same stitch, you're going to place a double crochet. Into the next stitch, you're going to place a double crochet. Into the 3rd stitch, we are going to place 2 double crochet stitches. So we started with a magic ring, and then we placed 10 double crochet stitches in round 1. In round 2, we placed 2 double crochet stitches into each stitch. So we ended up with a total of 20 double crochet stitches. In round 3, we did a non-increase, 2 double crochet stitches into the same stitch. Next one, non-increase, 2 double crochet stitches into the same stitch. Then for round 4, we are doing 2 non-increases, and then into the 3rd stitch, we are making an increase by placing 2 double crochet stitches. Now let's continue. For the next 2 stitches, we are going to place 1 double crochet each. Then after that, into the third stitch, we are going to place 2 double crochet stitches. 1, 2. And if you want to check if you're on the right track, you can always see that your double crochet stitches, your increases are going to be on a straight line. I did an increase here by placing 2 double crochet stitches. In this round, I just did an increase by placing 2 double crochet stitches, and you see how they correspond. So I'm going to go right here and place 1 double crochet stitch, 1 double crochet stitch into the next stitch. Into the third stitch, I'm going to place 2 double crochet stitches, 1 and 2. And this is the same. This is what I mean to know that you are getting your stitches right. You see that the increases are on a straight line. So that's it for this round. We are just going to do 1 double crochet stitch into the next 2 stitches, and then in the third stitch we make an increase by placing 2 double crochet stitches into the same stitch. So let's go 1 and then 2, 1 double crochet stitch, 1 double crochet stitch, and then we'll make an increase by placing 2 double crochet stitches into the same stitch. Please, if you are just joining, you're welcome. Please, you can give the live a like, you drop a comment, and you can also subscribe to my channel and check out my other tutorials. So we are going for an increase by placing 2 double crochet stitches into the same stitch. Hello, Mrs. Kuberry. I don't know if I'm pronouncing your name right. Welcome to my life. One double crochet, 1 double crochet, and then we are going to do an increase by placing 2 double crochet stitches into the same stitch. One double crochet, 1 double crochet, and then we make an increase in the third stitch by placing 2 double crochet stitches. One double crochet, 1 double crochet, and then an increase by placing 2 double crochet stitches into the same stitch. One double crochet, 1 double crochet, and then we are going to place 2 double crochet stitches to make an increase. If you start with non-increase, you're normally going to end with an increase. So every time we come to the end of our round, we are going to end with an increase. And what we need to do is just to slip stitch at the top of this very first double crochet stitch. You yarn over and pull through, and then you pull through again to close off this round. Now for round 5, what we are going to do is to chain 2, 1, 2 into that same stitch. We are going to insert our hook like this. You pull up a loop, you pull pull through and you pull through, and that is our first double crochet stitch. Into the second stitch we are going to place a double crochet stitch. Into the third stitch we are going to place a double crochet stitch, and then into the fourth stitch we are going to make an increase, and to make an increase you're going to place 2 double crochet stitches into the same stitch. Okay, so let me just give a rundown of how far we have gone. We started with a magic circle by chaining 4 and then making a slip stitch into the very first stitch, and then we placed 10 double crochet stitches into that magic ring. For round 2 we did an increase by doing 2 double crochet stitches into the same stitch, and we ended up with 20 stitches. For round 3 we did 1 double crochet into the next stitch, we did 2 double crochet, alternating between 1 and 2 double crochet stitches all round, and you end up with 30 double crochet stitches. For round 4 we started with 1 double crochet, 1 double crochet, and increase into the third stitch by putting 2 double crochet stitches, continued with 1 double crochet, 1 double crochet, and increase in the third stitch by putting 2 double crochet stitches into the same stitch. Now for the fifth round we have started with a chain 2, which doesn't count as a stitch. Then we have done 1, 2, 3 double crochet stitches, and the increase is in the fourth stitch. And this is a pattern we are going to be repeating for this round. 1 double crochet, 1 double crochet into the second stitch, 1 double crochet into the third stitch, and then into the fourth stitch we are going to place 2 double crochet stitches. So for this round 5 our increase is in the fourth stitch where we place 2 double crochet stitches. So 1 double crochet, 1 double crochet, into the third stitch we place another double crochet, into the fourth stitch we are going to place 2 double crochet stitches. And I've said that if you want to know that you're on the right track, you're going to realize that your increases are going to be on a straight line. If you look at all the places where I'm doing my increases, you're going to see that they all align on a straight line. That is how you know you're getting your stitches right. So into the next 3 stitches I'm going to place 1 double crochet each into each stitch, and then into the fourth stitch I'm going to place 2 double crochet stitches. The reason we are doing increases is because we have to increase till we get the length of all the hats that we want of our crown. So I've done 1 double crochet into the next 3 stitches. Into the fourth stitch now I'm doing an increase by placing 2 double crochet stitches into the same stitch. So I'm going to continue. In the next 3 stitches I'm going to place 1 double crochet each, and then into the fourth stitch I'm going to place 2 double crochet stitches. 1, 2. So 1 double crochet into the next 3 stitches, an increase in the fourth stitch by placing 2 double crochet stitches into the same stitch. Please, if you are just joining, you're welcome. Please give this video a like. You can drop a comment. You can check out my channel to see my other tutorials. Today we are crocheting a ruffle hat, and this video is going to be, this live is going to be available as a video on demand, so you can watch it after and you practice how to make a ruffle hat. So this is where we make our increase and place in 2 double crochet stitches. Then we are going to go 1, 2, 3, and because we always start our rows with non-increase, we are always going to end with an increase. So this is my last stitch, which is an increase. And then to close off this round, you simply ignore this chain 2 with it at the beginning, and you come at the top of our first double crochet right here, insert your hook, you yarn over, pull a loop through, and then you pull through. So I think that's it for round 5. For round 6, we are going to chain 2, which doesn't count as a stitch. So into that same space, we are going to place a double crochet. Why am I doing chain 2 that doesn't count as a stitch? Because I don't want my seam to be visible. Because if I just proceed to do 1 double crochet and do that, my seam will be too visible when you look at the hat. But when you are doing a chain 2 and ignoring it as a filler stitch, you see that the seam is not that visible. Okay, so since this is not a double crochet, this is our first double crochet. In our previous round, we're doing an increase in the 4th stitch. For this round, our increase is going to be in the 5th stitch. So we have done 1, 2, 3, 4. Into the 5th stitch, we are going to do an increase, and to make an increase, you're placing 2 double crochet stitches into the same stitch. Then we'll repeat again. We are going to do a double crochet into the next 4 stitches. 1, 2, into the next stitch, this is the 3rd, into the next stitch, this is the 4th, and into the 5th stitch, we are going to place 2 double crochet stitches, which counts as an increase. Then we are still going to repeat that same pattern. 1, into the next stitch, 1 double crochet, into the 3rd stitch, 1 double crochet, into the 4th stitch, 1 double crochet, into the 5th stitch, and increase by placing 2 double crochet stitches into the same stitch. Then we are going to continue. We are repeating the same pattern. 1, 2nd stitch, 3rd stitch, 4th stitch, and into the 5th stitch we are making an increase by placing 2 double crochet stitches into the same stitch. So let's continue with the same pattern. 1, next stitch, 1, 3rd stitch, 1 double crochet, 4th stitch, 1 double crochet, then into the 5th stitch we are going to place 2 double crochet stitches. Please give the video a like, and for those who are commenting, thank you very much for supporting. I appreciate a lot. So if you are just joining, this is a hat we are crocheting. So I'm using orange for the body of the hat. In this other hat, I used black and orange for the ruffles. So this is the hat we are trying to make. Okay, so I already did one here. In the second stitch, crochet into the third stitch, double crochet into the fourth stitch, one double crochet into the fifth stitch, increase. We are going to do 2 double crochet stitches. Oh, you love the color combo. I did one with red and cafe brown cover. Oh, you got so many compliments. Wow, that's beautiful. I can just picture the hat in my head. That's a great color combo. And thank you very much for your comment. So even without counting, you can always see where to do your increases, because like I said, all your increases are going to be on a straight line. So even if I'm not counting, when I reach here, I already know that this is where I am supposed to make an increase, because it is actually visible. I said if your stitches are right, all your increases are going to be on a straight line. So even without counting, I can already tell that I have already done 4 stitches. This is it, 1 2 3 4, because right here the double crochet is already visible. And that is where I'm doing my increase by placing 2 double crochet stitches into the same stitch. Okay, let's continue. And then I have another hat too that people love a lot, and I always get a lot of compliment. In fact, that is the most viewed video on my channel, my spiral ruffle hat. I'm going to make a live tutorial on that so I can go step by step, and it's also going to be a video on demand. I'm going to post the live as a video on demand so people can watch and learn how to do it step by step without any editing. Because at times some people complain that when a video is edited, it's as if they have missed some steps and they cannot follow up. Guys, this is my very first live, and I am very happy for those of you who have joined, those who have liked, comment. Thank you very much. I really do appreciate. If you can share the live with someone that you know will be interested in crocheting, I would love that very much. So as usual, we are ending with an increase. And to close this round, all we need to do, this is our chain 2 we did at the beginning. It is just a filler stitch, so we are just going to ignore it and come right at the top, yarn over, pull through, and then pull through again. So I think this should be round 7. We start with a chain 2. Chain 2 doesn't count as a stitch, so we are going into that very stitch right here at the bottom. Right here, we are going in with our first double crochet. 1. So into the next 5 stitches. In our previous round, we're doing 1 double crochet into the next 4 stitches. Now we are going to do 1 double crochet into the next 5 stitches. So our increase is going to be on the 6th stitch. So this is 1 2 3 4. 5 5. And when you reach the 6th stitch, you can already tell because you are seeing the increase from the previous round. So into this stitch, you are going to place 2 double crochet stitches, 1 and 2. Then into the next 5 stitches, we are placing 1 double crochet into every stitch. Okay, we have made it to the 6th stitch. We are going to do an increase by placing 2 double crochet stitches. In the next 5 stitches, we are placing 1 double crochet each. So 1, 1, 1, 1, and that's it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now this is the 6th stitch, and we're going to place 2 double crochet stitches to make an increase. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hello, Mariam. Good evening. Welcome to my live. Thank you for joining. Catalan, thank you very much for joining the live. Mariam Bois, thank you very much for joining the live. So right now we are doing an increase, and we are going to place 2 double crochet stitches into the same stitch. Then in the next 5 stitches, we are placing 1 double crochet into every stitch. And please, you can always replay this live so you watch everything step by step. It's really going to help for someone who doesn't know how to crochet a ruffle hat. If you're an absolute beginner, you can replay this so that you see all the steps. At least this is not an edited tutorial. You're going to see everything as it progresses. So into the next 5 stitches, we are placing 1 double crochet into every stitch. So from our previous increase, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now it's time to make an increase right here, and we are going with 2 double crochet stitches into the same stitch. This is the 5th stitch, so now it's time for an increase. 2 double crochet stitches into the same stitch. Then we continue. 1 double crochet stitch into the next 5 stitches. 4, 4, 5, and then we go for an increase right here. Into the next 5 stitches, we are going to place 1 double crochet each. Okay, I'm done with the 5. This is where we are going to make our increase by placing 2 double crochet stitches. Now into the next 5 stitches, we are going to place 1 double crochet each. We have already done 5, so we are going into the last stitch. Remember, we started with, for this pattern, we are starting with a known increase. So each time we are ending our round, we are going to end with an increase. So I see our round is always ending with an increase. You can see the double crochet stitches. Then to close off the round, what we are going to do is come right, this is our chain 2 we did. We are going to come right at the top here, insert our hook, yarn over, you pull a loop through, and then you pull through like this, and that is it. So for an adult hat, okay, even if it's curling a little bit, that's no problem. So for an adult hat, I always go for a crown of 6.5 inches. So I've not yet had my crown. I'm still going to do 1 more row, 1 or 2 more rows to get to 6.5 inches before the ruffle begins. So I see a lot of people have joined. Thank you very much for joining my live. Let me explain how I started. I started with a magic ring, and then I placed 10 double crochet stitches into the magic ring. And then for the second round, I did an increase by placing 2 double crochet stitches into the 10 stitches, which amounted to 20 double crochet stitches. For row 3, I did non-increase, increase, non-increase, increase, and you're going to end up with 30 double crochet stitches. For round 4, you're going to do non-increase, non-increase, increase. Increase is in the 3rd stitch, and you're going to end up with 40 double crochet stitches. I continue like that right up to the point where we have done 5 stitches before an increase in the 6th stitch. And now we are going to do 1 more round because we have not had the measurement of our crown yet. So I am going to chain 1, 2. It doesn't count as a stitch. Then I'm going into that very stitch with a double crochet, and then into the next 5 stitches I'm going to place a double crochet, plus this is going to make 6. So 6 double crochet, 6 stitches in total are going to have 1 double crochet stitch each, and then our increase is going to be on the 7th stitch. So this is it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then our increase is going to be on the 7th stitch. We are going to place 2 double crochet stitches into the same stitch. That is how we make an increase. So into the next 6 stitches, I'm just going to place 1 double crochet each. 1, that's the second, third, fourth, this is a fifth, sixth, and then now we're going to make an increase into the seventh stitch by placing 2 double crochet stitches into the same stitch. You are doing that in the same stitch. Then for the next 6 stitches, you are going to place 1 double crochet stitch into every stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now into the 7th stitch, we are going to place 2 double crochet stitches. 1 and 2, like that. So into the next 6 stitches, you are placing 1 double crochet stitch into every stitch. Even if you are not counting, you're going to know where to do an increase, because you can see our straight line of increases. So this is where I'm supposed to place 2 double crochet stitches. Now I'm going to go into the next 6 stitches with 1 double crochet each. So I've done 6. Into the 7th stitch, I'm going to place 2 double crochet stitches. So 1 double crochet into the next 6 stitches, and our increase is on the 7th stitch. This is our 7th stitch. We are going to place 2 double crochet stitches. I'm going to place 2 double crochet stitches into the 7th stitch. Then we'll repeat the same pattern, 1 double crochet into the next 6 stitches. Into the 7th stitch, we are placing 2 double crochet stitches. One double crochet into the next 6 stitches. Two double crochet stitches into the 7th stitch. So we have done 1 double crochet into the next 6 stitches. Now on the 7th stitch, we are going to make an increase, and we have come to the end of the round. Our round always ends with an increase because we always start with known increases. Rosalie, you're asking how much chain you start with. I started by chaining 5. After chaining 5, now I made a slip stitch into the very first stitch. That provides you with a hole to work in the middle, the magic circle. And then into that magic circle, I placed 10 double crochet stitches. Next round, I did an increase by placing 2 double crochet into every stitch, and I ended up with 20 double crochet stitches. Now for the end of the round, we are going to come at the top here. On this our very first double crochet stitch, you insert your hook, pull a loop through, and then pull through. Now we are going to see if we have attained our crown. If you don't start with a traditional magic ring, it is normal for the center to be a little bit puffy. It's no problem at all. So I think I've attained the length, the crown that I want. I'm going 6.5. You can see this is 6.5 right here. I have to remember that yarn stretches a lot. So 6.5 is okay for an adult hat. So now that we are done with rounds of increases, now we are going to continue with rounds of known increases till we have the length of the hat that we want. So now to start our next round, we are going to chain one, two. As usual, this is what we have been doing. So into that same stitch, we are going to place one double crochet. Into the next stitch, we are going to place one double crochet. This is a round of non-increase, so we are going to place one double crochet into every stitch. So we'll come back to our starting point. Okay. This is my round of non-increase, so I'm doing a one double crochet stitch into every stitch all around. So I'll get back to my starting point. Please give the video a like. You can drop a comment, subscribe. You can tap on like, heart, anything that you want to do. Just help me give the video a push. You can share it to someone you know is interested in crocheting. And the algorithm is going to recommend the video to more other people. Any action you take is going to boost engagement. So I'm using milk cotton yarn. It is a 5-ply yarn, but you can also use other brands of yarn. If you are using a lightweight yarn, you are probably going to double your strands. When I'm using a lightweight yarn for my hat, I double the strands. If I'm using a yarn like Yeye, which is 3-ply and it is thin, I always double my strands. And then I go for anywhere between 3 mm hook to a 4 mm hook. The size of the yarn and the size of the hook you're using is going to determine how many rounds of increases you're going to make before you attain the crown of your hat. Let me say if I did 7 for this hat, if you are using a different yarn and a different hook, you might need to do 6, 5, 8, 9. It all depends on the yarn and hook size. So it must not be a specific number of rows. It's your tape measure that is going to tell you that you have attained the measurement of your crown. And my crown is 6.5 inches. Please, where are you watching for? You are watching from, please let me know in the comment section. Where are you watching from? I'm interested to know. So for this round, we are just placing 1 double crochet stitch into every stitch. We are not doing any increases because we have already attained the measurement of our crown, which is 6.5 inches. So no need to do any increases again. We are just working on the body of our hat before we reach the stage that we have to start with ruffles. So we are going to work the body of the hat first. Excuse me. Afraid water. My friend, please for drinking water. Una bisa yam then.
Will just sleeping back.
Shindo na Bobby. Thank you. Why is my mouth bitter? So we have come to the end of our round of non-increase. And what we are going to do is slip stitch to close off that round. So we come right at the top, insert our hook, pull through, and then pull through. Enemies of pro. Now to start our next round, we are going to chain 2 as usual, and then into that same stitch right here we are placing our first double crochet stitch. And since we are doing non increases, into every stitch we are going to place 1 double crochet stitch. We are no longer doing increases, just 1 double crochet into every stitch. We only do increases when we want our hat to grow bigger, but since we already reached 6.5 inches for our crown, we are going to do a few rows of non increases to increase the body of the hat, make it longer before we start the ruffles. Please give the video a like. You can drop a comment. You can check out my channel for other videos. I have tutorials on my channel. You can always play back this live. It is going to be available so that you can see exactly how we achieved all the work we have done already. Excuse me. So we are just doing 1 double crochet stitch into every stitch because we are no longer doing increases. We don't want to increase anymore. We are just maintaining the size of our crown at this point. No more increases. Another color combo that I love so much is this burgundy and white. It's a little bit dirty because I've been wearing this for a few days now. I need to wash it, but I also love this color very much. Wine and white is giving. Now Let's continue with our known increases. 1 double crochet into every stitch. I also said that if you don't have a thick yarn and you plan on using a lightweight yarn, you can always double your strands and you will still have the same result. The burgundy color combination I showed you, that one was done with a double strand of yarn. The yarn was light, so I ended up doubling the strands before crocheting. So just 1 double crochet into every stitch. No more increases. My yarn is trying to tangle up a bit. Let me undo it. Excuse me. Okay, I got it. One double crochet into every stitch. And like I said, this live is going to be available as a video on demand, so you can always watch the playback to follow the exact same steps to crochet this hat. Nguma, Rebecca, so can find me cream white for the very thread. So no color. You got it already. This is that wrap in there. No, don't be this small one there. Okay. Now this is our very last stitch. Zwala, hello, welcome. And what we want to do now is to slip stitch to close off the round. So you're going to insert your hook like this, yarn over, pull through. What that happened in the yes, chicken. To start our next round, we are going to chain 2. See, at this point our hat is still very small. We need to do more rounds to have at least 7 inches. At this point we have just 4 inches. We need to do 3 more inches before starting the ruffles. This size. So into this same stitch, I am going to place yes, no, the size of this. Leave it. Abisiam, but don't leave it. I'll use it. Abisiam. So I'm going to place 1 double crochet into every stitch, because at this point we are not making any increases. Leave it. One double crochet into every stitch. So at this point, no increases, just 1 double crochet into every stitch. My yarn is only trying to tangle up, but nah, I don't want that. So we keep going, 1 double crochet into every stitch. Please give this video a like, comment. You can share the live with a friend you know is interested in crocheting. Subscribe to my channel, please. And you can always come back to watch the replay of this tutorial. Now we are just making one double crochet into every stitch. Stephanie, my friend, Abeka, let me loosen thread. One double crochet into every stitch. Though we have not yet had the length of our hat, but at least we can see the shape is forming right here. Look at that, it's forming. It'll be Jojo with that. One double crochet into every stitch. So we are almost at the end of this round. I've even lost track of what round we are currently at. But this is our very last stitch to end the round. And what we need to do now is to slip stitch and close it off. Then we are going to chain 2 to start the next round. In that same stitch we are going to place a double crochet stitch. Into the next stitch we are going to place a double crochet stitch. Every stitch gets one double crochet stitch. At times, this milk cotton yarn splits. That is one thing I don't like about it. So this is our round 3 of non-increases, and we are aiming to have a length of 7 inches before we start with the ruffles. Boro. One double crochet into every stitch. Make us so disconnect my light. Cut and tie and back. Cut it down. This keeps running away. Sit still. I think this is our fourth row of non-increase. Fourth row of non-increase. So it is just one double crochet into every stitch. No use anyone. No use anyone. One double crochet into every stitch. Shh, 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 shh. We are coming to the end of, oh my god, I thought I was almost at the end. Nah, we are still very far from the end of our fourth round of non-increase. Just one double crochet into every stitch. So what are you doing up? At this point, it is just one double crochet into every stitch. We are no longer doing increases. No more increases. Okay, we have reached the end of this round. We are just going to make a slip stitch and close it off. At this point, let me see how far we have gone. So we are still at 4.5 inches. Let's just say 4.7 inches. So we're going to start the next round by chaining 2 and then a double crochet into the same stitch. Then we are going to go with 1 double crochet into every stitch. So just 1 double crochet into every stitch, no increases. One double crochet into every stitch, 1 double crochet into every stitch. My yarn is joined right there, so I'm gonna go in here. I want to make sure I leave it here at the base. 1 double crochet, and I'm going to continue. No more increases, we are just placing 1 double crochet into every stitch. So how long do you always crochet a hat before you start the ruffles? That is one question people always ask me. As for me, I make 7 inches for the body of the hat before I start my ruffles. And that 7 inches is for an adult hat, because I rarely make kids hats. So after the length of my hat measures 7 inches, I go ahead and start with my ruffles. But I do a reduction first before starting with the ruffles. Making of ruffles requires you to put so many stitches into one stitch. At the end of the day, those stitches are many and they tend to increase the size of the hat. So doing a reduction at the end of making the body of the hat before starting the ruffle is very important. Please give the video a like. Drop a comment. You can tell me where you're watching from. You can tell if you're crocheting at the moment. Or if you plan on crocheting this anytime soon. I think this is our 5th row of non-increase. And like I said, the size of the yarn and the size of the hook you are using is going to tell you how many rows you are going to do. So it's not a matter of number of rows. We are working with measurements. Now I've come to the end of the round, and what we are going to do is to make a slip stitch. So insert your hook at the top of our first double crochet, pull a loop through, and then pull through again. You are going to chain 1, 2, and in that same stitch you are going to place a double crochet. Into the next stitch you are going to place a double crochet. Then to every other stitch you are going to place, into all the stitches we are going to place 1 double crochet stitch each, no increases. Rosine, thank you very much. Thank you for joining the live and commenting. Please, where are you watching from? I just saw your name, Rosine. I don't know, the name that came to my mind is my friend's name, Rosaline. I used to call her Rosie.
Stefani.
So this is our round of non-increase. We are just placing 1 double crochet stitch into every stitch. One double crochet, 1 double crochet into every stitch. Oh, my long sleep. One double crochet into every stitch. after this, let's measure and see if we already have the length we are going for. So just one double crochet into every stitch. One double crochet into every stitch. One double crochet into every stitch, since we are doing a round of non-increase. So we are almost at the end of this round. We are going to measure and see if we have had the length of the body of the hat. Then we can proceed to starting the ruffles. This is the very last stitch. Then what we need to do now is to slip stitch to close off the round. Now I'm going to measure. So at this point we have 5.5 inches. You might still need to do 1 or 2 rows. So I am going to chain 2 as usual, and then to that same stitch I'm going to place a double crochet, and then I'm going to go ahead and place a double crochet into every other stitch, into every stitch. So continue with our non-increases. 1 double crochet into every stitch. One double crochet, Sylvanie, lose all the thread. So, my thread, if I look at the thread, I'm going to read myself. I can read the thread. So, open this one. What the? I said, what the? So I'm just going to trim this at the end. So I think after this round, the next thing to do is to make a reduction before starting the ruffles. So I'm still continuing with my rounds of non-increases, and maybe at the end of this round I might have my 7 inches, and then I can start a reduction. We're just going to do one row of reduction, and it'll be single crochet stitch, then before we proceed to making of the ruffle. Okay, it is pretty late. It's already way past midnight here. Let me see if so. Yeah, this is where I'm going to end. Let me see if it's, I've run out of yarn. I don't want to attach yarn right now because I'm going to end here. In our next live, I'm going to show you how. I'm just going to complete this, and my heart is okay. The length for me is okay to start with my ruffles. So it's giving 6.5. No, I'll have to add one more round because I want it to be 7 inches. So I'm just going to add that. And then in our next live, I'm going to show you how to make a reduction. It's just one row. And then after that, it's going to be the ruffles, how to make the ruffles. So thank you very much for watching this live. If you're watching the replay, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Thank you very much. I will see you in my next live. After I've had my 7 inches, I'm just going to add just one row after this, and then I'll show you what next to do. Look at this. This is looking good, right? Just one step, and then we go to making these beautiful ruffles. I hope to see you in my next live. Bye.